everyone, Josh Mata here. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm actually going to be doing a vlog today about nursing school and like what I found so far. I really didn't want to do one before, mainly because I was afraid that I wouldn't pass because I feel like I jinx myself if I'm like that. About to go into level 4. If you hear a crinkle, it's my pages to keep me on point. I have ADD, so it's kind of hard. Let's just get into it. So the first thing is anxiety. Whenever we were trying to get into school, I got denied 4 times. So I got denied the first time from CNM, second time from UNM. The third time I applied for a lottery to like get picked, and then I didn't get that. And the 4th time they said, we still need people. So I got picked on that fourth time. It was really scary because I have a 3.7 GPA. I got like an 86 on the entrance HESI, or 88. So it wasn't spectacular, but it was all I needed. I went in to talk to somebody. I was like, so why didn't I get in? Like, I have a friend who just applied and he got in. Your grades aren't good enough. They pretty much just told me that when I first tried to apply. So I started doing pre-pharmacy and everything like that. But long story short, I ended up getting my pharmacy tech certificate, working for a couple years in the hospital, and then I was at Hewlett Packard before I actually got in. Don't worry if it doesn't happen right away. Some people get in. It just takes like a little bit of time to wait to get in. So just be patient. There are 4 levels of nursing school at CNM for the ASN, which is the Associate Science in Nursing at CNM, which is the one I'm gonna get. That one has 4 levels and an extra one at the end to help study for the NCLEX, which is the certification exam to become a nurse here in New Mexico. The next part is just gonna be my personal tips. This isn't from school, this isn't from like CNM, this is nothing, it's just my opinion. The first thing you need to do is to stay organized. I thought going into it that I would use my phone, and that's it. Didn't work for me right away. Like I missed an exam or I missed a quiz or something, and it just like, oh my god. When I missed that, it really knocked me, and I was like really nervous that I wasn't gonna do well. This little guy is something that I found at Barnes & Noble. It's just like I'm not sure if you can see it. The little planner has like dates and stuff like that. This is my favorite part of it. This is me trying to stay organized. Let's see, here's all the week, and then here's a section for notes. So that's like the best thing. This is the best thing. You need to make sure you have a watch. That my husband got me an iWatch because I think he wanted me to stay more organized because he loves me and he's nice to me, so he did that for me. Apple Watch is okay, but it's not waterproof. As a nurse, you're gonna be like touching all kinds of gross, weird stuff. You really don't wanna be like, oh, I can't wash my watch because it's not waterproof. And then you're running around maybe with like C. diff or MRSA or something on you, and that's just not something you wanna do. So I'm really aware of that whenever I go into a patient's room that has like contact precautions or something like that. I just lose my watch. There's a clock in every room. I use that to do like my manual heart rate or respiration, stuff like that you need at time. The next thing is going to be your books. So personally, I thought that the ebook combination would be perfect. I went ahead and got the ebooks. However, I didn't realize they weren't gonna give me PDFs. They're through Intel. I wouldn't do it. If I could do it again, I would not do it. My personal opinion is it's terrible. It didn't even have anything for a stylus input, so like you couldn't write on anything. I had so many issues with it. It lost all of my bookmarks, all of my highlights. Again, if you're all about the convenience, if you don't need that tactile feedback, I do definitely go for the ebooks. It's just something to look into. The reality of nursing school is there's a ridiculous amount of reading. You just have to read so much. Just get ready for it. The next thing is gonna be notes. When I was taking notes, I would take the notes real fast, whatever, and then I'd go home and I'd look at my notes and I was like, what? Like it made sense. It was just like I didn't remember hearing this because I was preoccupied with typing it. What I started doing, I would take my notes on my laptop and I'd write out my notes. You know, in a notebook, little spiral, worked great for me. That tactile feedback, I needed to like solidify it in my brain. We learned a lot of skills. That being said, the basics are something that they hit you hard with when you first start. They have some resources as far as like videos and stuff like that so that you know what's gonna happen. You get a syllabus and a calendar at the beginning of the year. But whenever we started doing stuff, I was one of them kids. I was like, well, I don't know. I'm being a CNA. I don't even know how to do this. Yeah. Watch some of the videos, review your reading. I know it's skills and it's physical and it's not really gonna be, ours were tested on, but usually it's not really tested. So people just like, oh, whatever. But it's really important to do it. The next one here, which is number 6, sorry, there's a cat across the street and I want him to be my friend. The next one is going to be about supplies. This is kind of controversial. Like, we got a big bag of supplies. Like, they hook you up. You get just basics, your very basics. I noticed that some of the kids, like the EMT kids or the kids that are CNAs, they had like fancier telescopes, stethoscopes. And I was like, can I listen on one of yours? I'll clean it with alcohol pads. And they're like, okay. And on mine, it was a little plasticky one. It was like the lower end Libman, which it was good for what it is. I mean, wouldn't feel bad if I lost it. I could hear stuff, but it wasn't like super clear. I borrowed one of theirs. It was like a Libman Cardiac or something. Oh my gosh, like everything sounded HD. My husband, we were getting me another scrub top because ours were included, but after a while they get dingy and like I sweat. I'm a sweaty child. So mine were starting to get sweat stains, so I was like, I can't get them out. We've got to get me new ones. So we went to get me some new scrub tops, and then he got me this. It's MDF 797 Classic Cardiology. Metal, heavy, looks like Darth Vader, love it. And my husband got it for me because I'm balling on a budget. I couldn't afford it myself. But like I said, they give you a bunch of stuff. A way to keep it organized is to get yourself one of these. As a good nurse, you should always have scissor, hemostat, flashlight. There's some tape, but I can't pull it out. Multicolor pen, as well as a Sharpie. So if you have to write on like a label or something. I personally keep all of this in a little fanny pack. A little Herschel, I forget what it's called, like something, I'll put the link to everything in the description. Like I hide this under my scrub top. So I keep everything in there, and then, yeah, I throw it on. I don't have to, I throw my cell phone in there. I throw my watch in there when I go into a room, because you're like moving a lot as a nurse, so you don't really want to lose something or drop something, especially in a patient's room. The next thing I have here is a little notebook. And if you're brand new to like taking vitals, someone tells you something, I write everything down so that I'm not lying to someone whenever I tell them something down. So it's really important as like brand new nursing students that you don't lie. Your charting is super duper important. It's really good to keep this. I rip out the pages every day and throw them in the HIPAA bin. It's like a blue bin where they shred everything. This one's brand new. I sewed an elastic into it so it wouldn't open. The next thing that I learned very early on is to get one of these clipboards. Mine's the one that opens like this. Opens up, but it's a good way to keep all of your stuff together on you. It's just a really all-around great thing. You can write on it. It's great to have. Another thing that I don't have with me because I didn't stock up is alcohol pads. I keep them in this little zipper bag that I got. I think it's for note cards, but it works perfect because it has a little loop and I can clip it on myself. I keep snacks in my fanny pack because I know if I don't eat, I get really grumpy, and then I know something's going on with my blood sugar. So I keep snacks. I usually keep like almonds, these little, they're like squeezable apple sauces, and those kept me going. So the next part I'm going to go over is actually going to be taking care of you as a nurse. This is one thing that I advocated for myself because I sweat a lot, so I know I have to drink a lot of water all the time. So when I started nursing school, like they sent us to a clinical, and I was like starting to get, because I get really bad migraines if I'm dehydrated. So I was like, I don't feel good, and like I was talking to my teacher, and she's like so smart. Like I want to be her when I grow up. But she's like, well, you know, it's good for you to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of you, who's going to take care of them? Life changing, you know, because everyone's like, oh, nurses don't take breaks. There's things you have to do as a nurse to make sure you're okay. Because like as a nurse, we have to go about the patients as a holistic approach. As myself, I look at that too, because I have to worry about not only my physical health, but my mental health. If you're like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and you're just like trying to get out some medicine or trying to get out narcotics or something to give somebody, I gotta go to the bathroom, you're not going to be in the right state of mind. Take care of you. It's real easy. People may give you a hard time about it. You're not really abandoning your patients by going to the bathroom. You're just making time for you so that you can continue to provide good care. You always want to be consistent. One thing I do to get ready for nursing school, I listen to Disney. Like it gets me in that headspace so that I'm like, it helps me to keep a happy mind. Because if I'm listening to like, hello from the other side, it's like, I'm gonna go in and be like, that's gonna get in my head. So that's a tip. Listen to happy music, positive music. My last tip is to have fun. Like nursing, once you get the hang of it, like what you're actually gonna be doing, it can be really fun. If you have good time management skills, if you're organized, you can have a good day. And with that, I'll go ahead and end this vlog. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it wasn't too long. Hope these help you too. Bye!